Ranch. Welcome to Ram Ranch, boys.
Is
18 naked
YouTube listening to
cowboys
this?
in the showers
No.
at Ram Ranch. Big heart, throbbing cocks wanting to be sucked.
18 friendly friends wanting to hug.
Hug pillows hard.
Pillows
Okay.
My
wanting to be
naive
hugged.
mind should not be listening to this.
Okay, Enila. I'm starting in 3, 2, 1, go. Welcome to another playthrough of Dungeons & Dragons Blood Wars. Today we have the whole crew together and we are ready to make some more progress in the campaign missions instead of doing side quests and whatnot. The last episode we ended up having a side quest with Quincy and Romer. They ended up getting dragged into a underground tournament with Fen. Um, Basically, they were about to make it big, make a lot of money. But Quincy ended up getting tricked by the
I'm bad
announcer.
at math.
But
I kicked ass too.
well, you kicked
but
ass.
no.
You kicked ass.
Nobody notices.
Nobody did. Nobody did. But now we are about to get into the campaign. So trying to get all the timelines together because I was like, I need something to upload on Monday, or at least that week because that I wasn't really gonna be able to do anything the rest of the week. I don't think any of us were because we're all kind of getting ready for Thanksgiving and stuff like that. So I decided to do that, but I was kind of wrapping my head around it, trying to figure out like, well, how is this gonna fit in the timeline? And I managed to figure it out. It's this took place during your guys' way all towards Chester's place. And now you guys are about to be outside of Chester's place, and we're gonna switch over to James's instance because he was actually about to meet with Chester because he's been hanging out with Ishna this whole time, and they got a meeting with the big cheeses of the place. All right. So James, it is your instance.
So we're walking over to the Chester man himself. Didn't we? Okay. So I thought we had already met up with him.
No, you guys got outside the door, and then that's when I was like, you know what? You guys are about to meet him. I want to try to sync the timelines together, so we're gonna go over to the Misfits.
All right.
Misfits.
Situation.
Well, that shows how much I listen to the videos.
Yeah.
I don't.
You didn't know any of this, did you?
Yeah, no.
Oh, you fools.
I don't watch them. All right.
How
But you
rude.
all in the audience should definitely watch every single one of them.
Otherwise, you won't know what's going on, like Seth and Joe here.
Mm-hmm.
Especially Seth.
Incorrect.
Is correct.
I mean, I just didn't know that last episode.
Oh, really?
Because it didn't.
But you can guarantee, Richard, I'll be watching and I'll make sure I do whatever I can to record that clips.
Okay.
All right. So, I'm just gonna, I guess, Ishna, you wanna open the door? I mean, it's not really my my place to be opening the doors and shit. I'm not really a local.
You guys are like outside door, like waiting outside with the guards for a little bit. Yeah, we'll go in there as soon as everybody else kind of shows up.
All right.
That was a short-lived instance.
So you guys wait for like a second, not a second, more like a minute or two, and you notice that a few few interesting individuals start showing up. You see the man that ordered Ishna to be hung showing up. He kind of has like some of the what do you call 'em? Like the humans that were outside, all the refugees and everything that were outside. He kind of
Yeah.
seems he was one of the people that was actually like out in the trenches, making sure everybody was getting in nice and safe. You see a
Yeah.
you see a wood elf. Uh, she's wearing leather armor. She has like these alchemic concoctions, kind of like wrapped around her chest, kind of like in these in like a bandolier, you know. And she has a satchel on her side. And from I'd say your perception would be good enough. It looks like an alchemic satchel. Basically, it just has a lot of things that she uses for potions and whatnot. Ishna kind of like goes next to you, like that's a city dock. If you ever need to patch up, buy some potions, whatever. That's who you're gonna see.
Good to know. Thank you.
Yeah, we just need to wait for one more person, and hopefully that won't be too long.
All right.
After another minute passes, you see a he's kind of I know he there we go. He's kind of a burly kind of guy. He has mutton chops hanging, but he looks fairly young. He looks around to be 20, 21. And he kind of saunters in, and he's just, "Oi, Fen, where the hell have you been? I mean, not Fen. Ishna, where the fuck have you been?" And he's just like, "Hey, I've been kind of, I, well, long story short,
Hanging
that
around.
that guy over there," and he kind of points at the leader of all the refugees, "tried to kill me. Yeah, you should be doing your job, Leo, huh? Instead of letting all these guys have the run of your city, huh?" It's like, come on. The job of a watch captain ain't really anything to, take lightly. I got a lot more things going on than a random ass hanging in the town square, right? uh, he's kind of a jockey type dude, um, if you haven't noticed. But he's like the leader of the guards here. He's a watch captain, pretty much. Well, was a captain, but now I guess he would be the general. Seeing as everything kind of got like fucked up since you guys came up. After he shows up, you see Chester, and he kind of ushers everybody in. All right, it seems like everybody's here. I think it's about time we have a little conversation about the affairs of the city. Don't you think? And as they're funneling in, he kind of stops you, James, from coming in. Uh,
Hmm.
who is this uh, unkept looking man? Hmm? This is my friend James. He kind of, well, what have you done?
What have I done? Well, for one, I was one of the people who led all the refugees.
Ah, so you are one of the, uh, how would you call it? ne'er-do-wells that cast cast this entire city into chaos. Then, huh?
That would be me.
Mm.
No, I was just doing a job.
Ishina kind of like punches him in the shoulder. All right, come on. If I'm giving him my good word, well, I think that should be enough for him, right? You don't understand, Ishina. All right, these are very, very trying times, and the talks we're about to have will affect the city for the foreseeable future. Yeah, but look, maybe he'll be useful to us in the future. You don't know, huh? Let's
Considering
just.
I already seriously affected the city, you might as well throw me on the conversation. That'll affect it more.
Roll roll persuasion. And then Ishina will roll persuasion as well. Oh shit! Hey. Oh, we are a couple of charismatic men. He thinks to himself a little bit, and he looks to the other people, and he kind of sees Leo. All right, all right. You've weathered me down. Having Leo here is almost as bad as having a total stranger here. So, might as well let somebody in, especially if you are as half as capable as Isham says you are.
Thank you. Well, I mean, I'll do what I can to help the city.
As you walk into the room, there's barely enough chairs for everybody, but you, mostly because these placeholders are usually people that actually have like large influence, and they just try to keep it to a minimum. Uh, so Ishna kind of beckons you to stand next to him. So you don't have a seat, but you're there pretty much. So you're involved in what's about to go on.
I'm gonna kind of stand like I know Ishan is beckoning me to stand next to him, but I'm gonna stand in front of the people that are sitting, just as like a power,
Uh,
like a real alpha move. You know?
they're like in a round table, and the table kind of has like a map of the city on it.
Well, should have explained that to me, sir.
Well,
I'm gonna stand behind. Excuse me.
they all kind of look at you weird. Shook it around. They don't do that.
All right. Then never mind that whole standing business. That's possible.
All right. Why isn't this music playing? Does everything else play? Yeah, Hell's Gate plays. Why doesn't General play? Whatever. I don't care. All right. So as you stand behind Ishna, you kind of catch a look from everybody like that's involved here. Look, I don't understand why we have to have this man here. Like you said yourself, these are very secretive meetings that we're going to be having here. Are you sure we should trust this stranger? All right, look, and as soon as Ishna kind of speaks up, he kind of looks at him, and you just see like this look of disgust. And you have criminals here? This man I was hanging in the town square just a few hours ago. Well, I was there because you falsely accused me of throwing my uh, hat in with those ruffians. But I wasn't with them the whole time. I mean, I wore their jacket and everything, but I was mostly just to kind of get in with them. Look, I don't care why you were with them. You are just as guilty as them in my eyes. All right. Both of you, just simmer it down. I've let him in. That should be quite enough for you. Especially seeing as some of us aren't what you call polite company. Me, especially. We are here to discuss a couple things that will be affecting our city pretty soon. Um, First is the influence of your people. These refugees have gathered under your banner, and they are quite a burden on the rest of our infrastructure. One, we can't afford to feed all of them. Two, the space here is just not enough to support them. And three, just the amount of disease and crime that's been increasing ever since you've come into our gates. It's staggering. You have to do something. I have been trying my best. The refugees look up to me, and I can't go out there and tell them that they have to go back out those walls. It would be suicide. You must understand that. I do. I completely understand where you're coming from. But I have to think about the city. Yes, I might not be a saint in the citizens' eyes, but it is my city. And I have to live here, and they have to live here. Yeah. As he says that, you can visually see the refugee leader getting a bit angry. Look, no matter what you think, no matter what I think, no matter what any of us think, we have to look at the facts here. Your refugees are a burden. They either have to leave or you'll have to keep them in check. And what I mean keep them in check, I mean keep them in check. We'll have to resort to drastic measures if we want to stay here for the duration of the siege that's coming. Speaking of which, talking about these refugees and everything, we can't let them outside. Judging by the red clouds that have been looming outside, it'll happen any day now. That's just not enough time. Maybe we should not focus on this refugee problem and instead try to focus on shoring up our defenses, getting soldiers together. If this city falls, everybody in here falls, refugee or citizen alike. I think Ishna's got a point. Do you have a plan? anything? I don't. I just know that Frederick is coming. And I don't think these walls will be enough to keep him out. Not like before. This is a threat that we've never faced before. Monsters. Legit monsters from our fairy tales have been coming back in droves. It used to be in Aria that the biggest thing you'd have to worry about was a brown bear. When I was in what used to be what I forgot the name of the city. It's been so long, man. How long have we been doing this?
Wasn't it Silver Moon?
Yeah, Silver Moon. I have to look at my notes. Yeah, Silver Moon. When I was last in Silver Moon, there was now, I might sound insane saying this, but there was a dragon there. A dragon? What are you fucking... Are you an idiot? Huh? You going insane now? There's all this drama going to your head. There hasn't been a dragon ever. That's just mythology. I have to go with him. Ishin. A dragon sounds very preposterous. I agree. It's just maybe you were a bit out of it, seeing as you were in a war zone. You may have seen these things, you may have imagined them. I really can't say anything. Look, I know what I'm saying sounds crazy, but it's not. These walls are not gonna hold against something that can go over them. We have to prepare.
He's right. Silver Moon, there was a dragon. I was there too.
He fought with me.
If you think these walls will be able to guard you from a dragon, sorely mistaken. We're preparing ourselves to be doomed.
And I understand that the refugee problem is a problem, Chester. But it's not our biggest one right now. Look, I have to agree with my friend Ishna here. Alright? The refugees are a problem. Me and my boys have been trying to keep them in, but there's only so much we can do. Alright? I say we get the rest of our manpower, fend off Frederick's army, and then after that deal with the aftermath. It's the best solution. Alright, I'm gonna roll, let's all roll persuasion for this guy. Alright. So the captain was successful. Look, I've been keeping things out of this war for ages. Ever since I was a boy, I've been raised on that wall. I've been a soldier all my life. And what we are about to go against is something I've never felt before. My own sergeants been in the wars for over 2 decades now. They've backed me on this as well. And I know in my heart bleeds for those refugees, but if we don't hold the war, they all die. You have to understand that, Chester.
A lot of those refugees are able-bodied men. They can pick up a weapon, they can be trained.
I agree with, what's your name?
It's James.
I agree with James. There are a lot of refugees in there that can become fine soldiers. Some of them are already soldiers. It's manpower that we need. We need to fight this battle and worry about what comes next afterwards.
If they can hold their own, they're a valuable asset.
Chester kind of gets out of his seat, picks up his cane, starts walking around. There's a lot of variables in this. But I believe you, Watch Captain. You've never stared me wrong, and you've looked the other way in a lot of my other affairs. So I'll grant you the financial backing that you need to get these refugees armed. And you, I haven't even given him a name yet. I'm gonna call him, let's call him Celtique.
Dr. Tortoise.
I'm gonna call him Celtique. Alright, his name's Celtique.
Can I roll to see if his name is Dr. Tortoise?
Roll persuasion.
Okay, this is persuading you.
Yeah, roll persuasion. I'll roll against you.
Damn.
Yeah, his name's Celtique. All right, that's the refugee leader. His name's Celtique. And you, Celtique, you will order your refugees to gather up at the garrison and back our soldiers for the coming war. You understand? This is suicide. You must understand that, sir. These wars have stood for millennia. Surely Frederick's army isn't gonna... That's enough. You understand? Look at me. And he kind of like grabs Celtique by the shoulder. Look. I understand you're a proud man, and you have your people's interests at heart. But this is bigger than you. So either you fall in line, or you die outside these walls. You're replaceable, Celtique. But we're short on time. So I'd rather not replace you. But if I have to, then I will. And he starts stammering. You will pay for this, but I will do as you ask. I'll take my leave. You suicidal maniacs. And he opens the door, very ferociously, might I add, and slams it with the gusto of a young man again. And he has left the room. Now look, I'm leaving Captain Leo in charge of this operation. Ishna, you back him up as best as you can. And James, I will be counting on you too. kind of walks over to the wood elf and Tully. We are gonna need all of your supplies for this war effort. Okay? I don't know if I can supply an entire army with what I got in the shop. I know you can't, but I will require you to try your best. That's the most we can ask of you. Alright, I will try my best. May I take my leave to do the preparations? Yes, you may. Just be careful out there. Knowing Celtic, he may rile up some of his supporters. So take the back entrance if you want. She leaves as well. Leaving Chester, Ishna, and Leo in there with you, James.
Alright.
Now,
Chester,
yes?
thank you for letting my voice be heard.
It's no problem. Not too long ago, I wasn't even seated at this table. And now I'm overseeing it. I've learned over the years that sometimes wisest words can come from unexpected places. As he says that, he kind of sits in his chair. All right, you've all got your assignments. You've got all your missions. You've got the necessary materials and supplies you will need for this effort. So, take your leave, please. I must think.
I'm gonna just tip that to him. Notion towards Ishna and walk out.
Ishna follows after you.
Wasn't Bean there too?
Yeah, I was about to get to that. As you guys walk out, Ishna kind of pats you on the back. Well, that went a lot better than I thought it was gonna.
How did you think it was?
Well, I thought we were gonna have to, you know what I mean?
Shoot our way out, huh?
No, not shoot our way out, but a little persuasion was gonna be needed. Yeah, but I'm happy it didn't go that way.
Yeah, I am too. I thought it went well.
As you guys open the door, Leo kind of pats both of you guys on the back. All right, I guess I'm gonna go and do what I need to be doing. I hope to see you guys at the garrison later on. Before this starts, I'd like to get a pint. Yeah. And he runs off. But he kind of... You can tell that before he wasn't really looking around at the place you guys are in. And now he's kind of a little disgusted. But he shakes it off and, kind of a I'll be back here kind of a notion.
He's like, I don't like it, but necessary.
Yeah, like a necessary evil. It keeps trade going through and everything. And right now he doesn't really have the personnel to really, you know what I mean?
Shoot his way out?
No. To make an arrest this big.
You know what I mean?
You know what I mean? But as you exit the council chambers, you see Bean, and she's talking to a fat man who is trying to get her. Well, let's get closer. Yeah, let's get closer. What was
Alright, I'm gonna walk up to Bean.
kind of voice was I gonna do for him again? All right.
Hello?
You walk up to Bean, and
What's she doing?
she's talking to a man right now. He's kind of pot-bellied. He's wearing a top hat. He has a very fancy mustache, very mischievous, and he's kind of talking to her. So, where's your caretaker? Or you here by yourself? And you remember that voice so deeply. It kind of causes pain, anguish, embarrassment, and hatred course through your veins.
I'm gonna walk up to him, poke him in the belly. Like, is his belly kind of showing, like popping out a little?
Yeah, it's kind of popping out a little bit.
Yeah, I'm gonna poke him in his belly and say with a stern voice, "Leave before I make ham steaks out of your pot belly." And then I'm gonna kind of like push him away.
So as you push him away, he kind of goes into a lamplight a little bit, and you notice that it is Bradley. And before you can do anything, he kind of just like, all right, look. I'm having a special deal here. You know, I'm trying to get rid of some merchandise. You know what I mean? Now, I'm trying to get the hell out of the city because I'm getting a bad feeling. And these shipwrights, and he like looks at you and he's like, "Is that you, James?"
I'm gonna pull my gun out, like quick draw that shit, and fire 2 off in his head, and kind of like at the same time block her eyes.
All right, roll to hit.
The moment I noticed this dude was Bradley,
Right,
so I'm gonna roll for both of them.
All right.
Damn it!
So,
Really?
so the first
You gotta
hit,
add-
the first hit.
You
You
gotta
gotta get this
Yeah.
bounty.
So the first hit, you kind of it scares him, and he like backs up, and he kind of and that second
Well, you
one,
gotta add like 10 to that.
yeah, 10 to that.
So I think the first one hit.
Hold on. So was that 8 plus your dex, which is 5. So that's
Plus proficiency.
plus proficiency. So that's that would be 8 plus 8, so that'd be 16. Yeah, it hit.
Okay,
So-
and that's
You aim for his head, but you kind of like you shoot him in the shoulder. It's just
That's
like
my bad.
it's like you try to quick draw it, and it was like really like when you shot it out, you were just kind of like put off by like just his voice and everything. The out of rage, you
Yeah.
couldn't like hit it like on the mark just yet. So you got him in the shoulder and did 5 damage to him, and he screams his pain like ah, 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 and he's like backing up and he's scared of you, and he just like falls over a cart, and you just hear him like,
Yeah.
and he starts running away.
I'm gonna chase right at him. I'm not letting him.
All right, so he kind of goes towards like the gate where they let in the horses, and he like busts open, and through that Quincy, Ash, and Romer roll dexterity checks.
My dex is
3, 20,
plus
Yes!
20.
8.
Yes!
All right, Romer,
Yeah.
did you roll?
I rolled
Oh,
11.
there we go. 3, 4. All right. So
Gonna get this bounty.
so as you guys like start walking like towards the entrance to Chester's place, you end up getting smacked like right in the face, and it like floors you guys by the door. But Ash, you're able to react fast enough. Like you weren't like close to it,
I'm
so you
just
kind
like
of
a brick wall. Just
just step out of the way, and as it flies open,
uh,
you see Bradley like running past you.
uh, I'm going. Is he like within arm's reach?
Right now, no.
Like split second reaction? No. Alright.
All
In
right,
that
so,
case, I'm going to. Can I roll to tackle him?
you can roll to chase right now. So you remember how my chase scenes work, right?
No.
Alright. I'll explain, but it's basically you gotta succeed around 2 out of 3 times, or else you lose him.
Okay.
So because they
This
rolled
week
I
so
never rolled the chase.
it's the 1 that you got for shooting him.
Oh,
So that's why I said he fell over the carriage. So you got to jump over the carriage. So you'll have to. So basically, you succeed 2 times now, or you lose once, and then you lose him for good. But Kai has all 3 right now, and because these 2 ended up getting hit by the door, they got to succeed twice as well. But right now, I'd say the closest one to him is Ash. So Ash, roll to chase.
Roll to chase. 10. Do I add anything to that?
Add your dex.
8.
8. So that's. How's your dex 8?
No, you subtract 2.
Oh shit!
Remember? Yeah.
All right.
Damn it.
So as you like try to reach out for him, he notices you and he kind of like squeals a little bit, like ah, and he grabs like one of the canopies and he like throws it, like he kind of grabs it and like makes it fall on you, and he gets a little further away. Joe, since you were the second one and you kind of know of him like first, then now it's your roll. Roll a dexterity check.
+5.
So 18. All right, so the carriage that he ended up tripping over, you managed to jump over that and slide down the slope. And you managed to get a little closer to him than you were before. All right, Quincy and Romer, both of you guys roll the same dexterity checks.
Alright, mine is +8.
Plus
13. I got 21.
you got 21.
9 doesn't look too good.
Bearcat, what's your dex?
Give me a second.
Oh boy.
All right, I'm giving you a second.
Dex is plus.
No, it's +2. That sucks.
+2. All right, so it's 10. All right, so you try to get up, but you kind of get up a little slowly. So you end up getting further away from him. But he's still in sight right now. But Quincy, you actually get to like, you kind of just hop up. You do one of them ninja, you know, like you kick in the air, you land on your feet type of moves, and you manage to shoot up there. And you're about as close as Ash is to him now.
Yeah, pretty proficient in Dex.
All right, Ash, it's your turn.
Alrighty. God, I'm fighting my base instincts of just roasting him. Uh,
As you get the canopy off of you, you chase after him a little bit, and he like makes a right into the alleyway. And as you clear that right, he kind of kicks a barrel at you.
Jump over the barrel.
Roll the dex. Roll 9.
You serious?
So as the barrel
Fucking die.
as the barrel comes at you, you end up like
Oh, come on.
it ends up hitting you like in the knees, and you fly forward a little bit, and you land on your back. Now James, it's your turn.
All right.
As you're running down this road, you see a barrel come flying out of the alleyway. So you know that's.
I'm gonna do.
Donkey Kong.
I'm gonna.
Shit.
I'm gonna make a quick right, go towards the alleyway, and like do one of those fancy ass like I put my hands on the barrel as it's moving towards me, and then do a front flip over the barrel.
Oh, Walt.
And I sprint towards.
You kind of somersault over it a little bit.
Damn it! All right. Then I'm gonna, I mean, I just passed those two. How does that work?
You passed what two?
I passed two.
Oh, you passed two. All right.
Yeah.
Well, it's because you got like a little bit more behind. But you're like you see him like right in front of you. It's like you have to fail 2 in a row. Kind of thing.
Okay.
And then because you failed the first one, you succeeded, and now you're gonna succeed again. On the third succeed, you'll catch him.
Okay.
But you
All right, I get him now.
you see this tubby guy. You see his tailcoat kind of flip around into a residential place, so you know where he's at. All right, Quincy.
All right.
Your turn. You see the same thing. You see James kind of like pass you a little bit.
I rolled a 17.
Oh, you rolled a 17?
Yep.
Ah, there we go. So, James kind of passes you up with that kind of roll, but you're still on his tail. And as the barrel's coming down, you kind of sidestep it, like you kind of hug the wall a little bit, and it flies away from you. And you see Kai kind of like lying on his back. It's like, and you see James
Get that
chasing.
bastard.
You see James chasing after Bradley into one of the residential homes.
Alright, I follow him.
All right, you follow James. You catch up to James. Now, Romer, it's your turn now.
Romer.
Is he dead?
There you are.
No.
Roll dex.
I thought I already did.
Roll it again.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, you suck.
Damn it.
You rolled a 6.
So by the time you get to your feet and you're about to chase after him, you kind of look down the road and you're like, "Oh shit, where'd they go?"
I'm just gonna sit back down.
As you sit down, you see Ishna kind of like he grabs you and he's like, "All right, come on, let's go." And he's like looking at the ground. He's just like, "All right, okay, they went this way," and he starts like slowly kind of following the lead of chaos that they've been leaving behind. at a walking pace because he's got a bean with him. But all right, James, now it's your turn.
All right.
Roll me a dex.
So
as you
so
as you're chasing after Bradley, as he entered this residential home, he kind of goes up the stairs, and you hear him like, you kind of hear his fat foot just kind of do up the stairs, and you hear a glass shatter, and you chase after him.
Oh, I thought it was right behind him.
Yeah, you're right behind him. It's just kind of like.
All right. Well, I'm sprinting towards him, and as I sprint, 13. I'm gonna yell, listen, Brad. I got 18 cowboys behind me, ready to run. You better stop it now.
As you see him, he kind of like, he's like, what the fuck are you talking about? And he like jumps out of the window and lands like
What's
on
a
the
cowboy?
roof. It's like, what the fuck is a cowboy? What's a cowboy? But he jumps out the window, and you rolled a high enough dex. You are like right after him, and you land right on top of him. All right, Quincy.
Yes.
It's your turn.
Okay. I'm going to. Never mind. I rolled a 10.
Do I catch up?
No, you do not.
I wanted to jump over the stair rail and, like, run upstairs and jump out the window, but obviously that's not gonna happen.
You go up the stairs, and you jump out the window, and you barely make it to the other roof. But you kind of barely make it, so you're kind of hanging off the side of it. And as you're like trying to like stay up on there, some of the tiles like fall, and Ash, you kind of see this as you're lying on the ground, like looking up. You're like, oh shit! So you know where they are now.
Yeah.
But
All right.
but that's the end of the scene. Or not the scene. The end of the chase. Now that James has got him.
The second I catch up to him, whenever I catch up to him, just let me know.
All right, James, you are currently detaining Bradley.
I'm gonna flip him around on his stomach, put my foot on his back, cock the hammer back of my pistol, put it against his head.
And beat him, man.
You got any last words, asshole?
Say, look. We can make a deal. All right.
As he's saying that, his head.
All right. As you do that, the red glow, very familiar, starts to surround everybody who's made a contract with Richard.
Oh dear.
You're like going up the stairs, Ash, and all of a sudden you're like, you see this glow and you're like, oh shit. And
Shit.
you finally, you all finally get.
I know this was.
You finally get.
No, this was.
You finally get summoned to Hell's Gates.
Again.
Oh yeah.
It's just James.
Can I
Ash,
get a whiskey this time?
Quincy.
A nice Hell's whiskey.
It's just you three this time. Because Romer didn't make the deal, Ishna didn't, and Bean didn't, so they wouldn't really be summoned into this. And you see Ishna, he's just kind of hanging on a piano, playing a little tune. He sees you guys. Richard, yeah, Richard. You see Richard. I was thinking of Ishna there for a second because I was like, all right, what's gonna happen now? Because I got the scene already like written out. But
Alright, can I walk over to Bradley?
he's dead.
Oh, he's dead?
Yeah, that's why you guys are summoned.
Alright, fine. I'll
James,
still walk over to him.
All right. He's
Uh,
his brains are blown out, and his eyes are open, and his fat mouth is lying open. And before you can touch him, Richard just like don't touch that body. And he stops playing the piano. And he snaps. He snaps his finger, and he's like right next to Bradley. He's like, haven't you ever heard that? And he picks it up. Is that in the pack? And I'm using this analogy because of a furry friend here. The lead wolf always gets first dibs, and I was thinking, you guys work for me, so I get first dibs on what I want from this body. I really wish you guys would have brought him back alive. So, well, kind of am, kind of not, because that means I don't have to pay you guys your bonuses now. So, this is good.
Thanks a lot, James.
With this one, I couldn't care less about.
He
I
jams
wanted
his.
to see his brains. So
I admire a man who gives into his hate. Don't give him any shit about that. And he reaches into Bradley's mouth and pulls out this blue, kind of liquid. Like, it's kind of like a moldable liquid. You ever seen mercury before?
Mm-hmm.
Kinda-
Like gallium or mercury.
Yeah, it kind of looks like that, but like it glows and it's blue. He pulls it out, and it turns into like this sludge, like in his hand. And you just see him kind of like start funnel it into his mouth.
Ew. It's so
Tasty
gross.
Well, I can say his debt is paid. And he writes in his he opens a book and you guys see your contracts, and in this book you see Bradley's contract, and he puts a big red X on it. He tears it out and he lights it on fire. Alrighty. Well, I hope he wasn't too hard to get a hold of, right?
Kind of walked right into it.
Nah. Yeah, I've sent a lot of Reapers after him. You know, you'd think a guy like that make a deal, you know, inside trading information. You'd make him rich. You'd think he'd be a little grateful, but he never calls. He never sends a messenger pigeon. Nothing. Not even a summon. You know, every now and then, just kind of whatever. Guess I'm just chopped liver. But he defaulted. So he's dead. You guys want to drink before we get down to business, or should I just give you guys your pay?
I'll take a Shirley Temple.
And he kind of puffs in some black smoke, and he starts mixing your Shirley Temple.
Is that metagaming?
What are you talking about?
Is a Shirley Temple actually a thing in this world?
Yeah, all kinds.
It's a bar, Brett.
It's a bar.
So then, who the hell is Shirley?
She was an
You're
elf
not
from a
here.
long time ago.
Yeah, now from a long.
It's a
time ago.
drink.
It's a drink, and we're in hell. It's a bar in hell. Richard can make whatever he wants in there.
Exactly.
Yeah,
The point he's
even
making
King
is that
Richard can
Shirley
do whatever he
Temple is an
wants.
actor from Hollywood. When Hollywood
I am
isn't
aware of
a
this.
thing.
She sang animal crackers in my soup. Now continue on.
Yeah. She's actually a demon, and she does a stand-up here.
That ought to be funny.
She's a diplomat for hell and heaven. They do all kinds of trading.
The drink named after her is a culmination of every single different type of blood from every single creature there is.
Exactly.
No.
So it's still red like a normal.
Yeah.
No.
Exactly.
No.
But
Don't ruin my favorite drink, you jerk.
But he serves that up and he gives you your glass of whiskey. All right, drink up before you guys have to go back to that war that's going on now.
Now I'm afraid to drink it, you assholes.
Just drink.
I'll drink it.
All right, make
It's
Constitution
actually
saving throws.
Smokey's blood.
You're a vampire, aren't you?
She's a vampire. She'll like it.
Yeah, you'll
Of course
like it.
I'm a vampire.
Yeah,
So is this my fix for the next week?
yeah, it is. It'll be good.
Sweet.
But yours is just a normal whiskey, Ash. But he's just like, all right, hand out. Where are your guys' marks again? I think yours was on your chest, yours was on your hand, and yours was on your neck.
My neck.
Oh, dude.
Alright. So he kind of grabs James, and it seems like he plucks at your eye, but he kind of just has the mark in his hand, and he crushes it, and he throws it back in your face, and it just feels like he just seared your eyes out, pretty much, like your whole head and body is on fire, pretty much.
Oh, I appreciate it. Thank you.
You're in so much pain that you can't speak right now. And he does
So
the same.
it's just unintelligible screaming.
He does. He kind of does the same to Quincy. He rips out.
Ow!
He kind of grabs your neck and like rips it out, and you see the mark like, in his hand. And he smashes it, and it turns into like this black powder. And it spreads on your entire body. And you see Quincy kind of just dissolve, pretty much, like in front of you guys.
That's not good.
And then he goes to you, Ash,
Mm-hmm.
and he rips out like your chest, pretty much, like your mark kind of just comes out with your chest. You can see your ribs and everything.
Kalima.
And he does the same thing. He crushes it, and like he implants it back in you, but you feel like your entire body, like it's a heart, like everything just
Pulsing.
pulsing. You feel more powerful, pretty much.
Mm.
And this goes on for about a split second, and then as soon as he snaps his fingers, you're all back to normal again.
That was quite the trip.
Oh,
It's like, hey,
so
don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
fun.
You guys are now officially demons.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Don't worry
I mean,
about it. You
I
guys
was
will look,
already like 70% demon before, yay.
Yeah.
What's
Yeah.
another 30%?
you guys are still reapers and everything. It's just now your guys' power and forms are your own. You guys don't get it from
Cool.
contracts. You guys don't get it from me. You guys feel free to cultivate your own power as you please. Like,
Ew.
any power-ups or anything else that you guys want, though, you come here by turning in a contract. And he's kind of going through his notebook. And speaking of which, you guys are going to the wastelands, aren't you?
Yeah.
No,
That is the plan.
Alrighty. And he,
Yeah, it feels like we've been in this town for like weeks, man.
mhm. Yeah, time isn't really a thing I really worry myself about. But whatever. He kind of like rips out a page.
Oh shit.
All right, so this here is a very nasty individual. She traded her soul in to be one of the great generals in the wastelands. She's got her own city and everything, so she might actually be a lot harder than Bradley was.
Oh.
So you guys might need those power-ups after all. Her name is Yalu. So you guys are, and he rips out a page, and you guys see a picture of this Yalu chick. She's very. You ever see those like Amazonian chicks? You know, like
Yeah.
she's very, not too buff, athletic, but she has like what would you call it? What's the style? It's not a mohawk, you know, but it's she kind of ties it back in a ponytail, but the sides are shaved a little bit.
Mullet?
Kind of.
No, it's
No.
a
Faux hawk.
No.
no, faux hawk is like when it's all the same, like gel it up so that it's.
The warrior look. That's why I call it just the warrior look. To have
I call
that.
it the You like the taste of your own blood?
All right. We'll call it the warrior look. But she's got that hairstyle going on. She has a red face paint, very tribal looking, over her eyes. She's wearing leather armor. She's using a spear with a shield. She just looks very barbaric, pretty much. All right, that'll be your next target. This time, just remember, feel free to kill him. Just don't forget about that bonus. And he snaps his fingers. Red light forms all around you guys, and you guys are back in Foria. But it's changed. The red light that you guys seen before, it's
Shit, time. How many days have passed now?
it's a lot different.
Because of the.
You guys are only in the space for a few minutes, so it's only been about 36 hours.
Jesus. This town is already dead. We need to run.
So
So what's Brett? What have you been doing the past 36 hours? And Bean, Ishna.
so
I basically become
Going
his
there
father.
as random.
you guys hear screaming in the streets, but for the most part, though, the city looks intact. Like there isn't really any war that you guys can see so far. But at the walls, at the gates, you hear a lot of commotion going on.
So we better get out of here. Where's Fen?
Damn, I forgot about the whole time thing. Damn it. We need to move. We need to get everyone. We need to go.
I'm
This
under the
city could
impression
be
that
lost
this
by now.
town has nothing to hold us back, and we should leave as soon as possible.
That sounds like a good plan. Let's go.
We have Bradley. We need to get a boat and get to the wastes.
But when we're supposed to
We
talk to
find
Chester?
Fence boat.
I did
Yeah,
talk to
that's
Chester.
me. Okay.
Yeah, you talked to Chester already for you guys.
Mm-hmm.
So
Oh,
this is kind of-
anyways, let's go. Let's go.
Yeah, let's go.
Alright.
So we're gonna look for
so we'll go with Romer's instance for now, since you guys are gonna kind of ditch him.
No.
Hey, it wasn't our fault.
Find everyone. I said let's
I
find
was about
everyone
to say I
and
wanted
let's
to go
go.
look.
Oh, because I was gonna
Yeah,
say, I thought you
Romer,
guys are trying to
Fen.
leave right now. Like, leave right now.
No, we
No,
gotta
still
find
need
people.
to get the Fen's boat.
All right.
So I'm gonna
Any-
walk towards the commotion, see what's going on over there, and see if I can spot Romer or Ishna or Bean,
Alright,
because I don't know where the hell.
As you're going, like, it takes you around half an hour to get to the gates, the walls. and you see a lot of soldiers just kind of waiting around. They all kind of look scared. Everybody roll perception real quick. Got 15. 15.
I see.
Wow. Your third eye
Ash
opens.
sees all. Ash
My
know
third eye.
all.
All right.
Yeah, I become a
Ash,
barbarian.
you hear you hear the soldiers kind of talking. Most of it's unintelligible. And what I mean by that isn't you can't hear what's going on. It's just it's not important. It's just a lot of I've never been in a fight before. I don't know. And there's just a lot of hyperventilation. But you hear some information. They're kind of like, look, the werewolves are in town. The Fen, he's Captain Fen's fighting them. I don't know how many of them were, but I just don't want to deal with those. And they're all hyperventilating. Another one of them's kind of just he slapped. Said, get a hold of yourself. Look, we've got Leo on top of the roof. They've mounted the cannons. They've mounted the turrets. We'll be safe. Okay, they'll thin out everything out there. We're not even gonna see action. So get yourself together. You're right. And then you kind of hear a familiar voice on top of the wall, and you see Ishna on top of the wall, and you see a werewolf kind of swipe at him, and he takes his revolver and shoots it like right in the head, and it kind of like falls off of the wall, and just like smacks. It just pretty much putty like on the cobblestone road, and some of the soldiers just kind of like ah! And they're all freaking out at this werewolf. One of them kind of comes up, pokes it with a spear, and it twitches a bit, but it's dead.
All right. Guys.
What did you guys roll again? That was Joe.
I rolled a 19. Plus my perception, it would be.
So you would see everything Ash did just now, except for all the small talk. You would hear that Leo and all of them have turrets and cannons mounted on the walls, and they're shooting it down at the soldiers at the bottom. And you would also see Ishna shoot one of the werewolves in the head and plop. And James, you would only see Ishna killing that werewolf, and it just like plops on the ground. But no signs of Bean yet.
I'm gonna like inform them.
We got to take a short break because I need to take my dog out to do her business. So if anybody wants to, grab yourself a soda, grab yourself a snack, smoke them if you got them.
Like you said.
Well, I got him, so no.
Oh, shit. All right, we'll be taking a break. We will be back.
Short intermission.
In a flash.
Shortly.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Alrighty. So I like this. I like where this is heading.
You like that we're actually making some progress?
Yeah, we're actually making headway. I knew the second we were going into Richard's world, I didn't know if the rest of you remembered, but I knew. I'm like, how much time is gonna pass? Are we just gonna get back and everything's gonna be in ruins? Bean is gonna like walk out of the dust and rubble like, you just disappeared. Like what was gonna happen? But
I had a few scenarios, but this whole wall thing was like the one scenario that I got written out because I thought you guys were gonna be like, there's a commotion, there's a war, we gotta fight it. But it's kind of scared me out a little bit when James was like, Let's just go. I was like, you're just gonna leave Bean? You're just gonna leave Romer? You're gonna?
No, I was like, we got guys, we need to go. We need to get everyone and go because I was thinking, okay, like in my head, I was like, I don't need to name off everyone. I don't need to name Romer, Bean, Fen. Like, I don't need. Let's just get everyone and go, as many people as we can. Find Fen's boat and leave because though I personally, especially Ash
Ain't
as a
nobody got time
character,
for that.
would love to fight this fight and kill as many as he can. Uh, honestly, more just for the sake of blood for blood instead of fighting to protect, but
Yeah.
also kind of fighting to protect. He's grown, he's working on it, but yeah. So I was like thinking about it, I'm like, nope. That we can keep fighting and fighting, and sure, we might beat back a wave or two, but the second, like, but you know, there's no way we're gonna actually be able to stop his endless army of, uh, like, who knows what is in there. Like, there could be ogres 3 times the size of the wall, and we're just like, oh, great. We get to the boat now? And so it's just like, no, we just need to go. Though it's sad, we have to go. Maybe
Yeah.
kill a couple people along the way, but you know.
Just to vent your rage.
Oh shoot! Wait, real quick, did you get my armor previously? Or
Yeah, you picked it up.
all right, good.
No. He
Because
didn't.
it was right after that where we stopped, and then Brett and I went on our own little.
No,
West?
because I put my gave my armor to that tailor to put the
Yeah.
fur on it.
Yeah,
you
we got it back.
haven't. You haven't picked it up.
Ah,
What?
I knew it.
Remember, he was tied up to the post because you guys left him with the
Oh yeah,
angry
that's
mob.
right.
Yes, of course.
I forgot about that.
So why did they tie me up? Were they just
We
afraid
made a
of me,
few
or was I,
villagers
like,
We
angry.
made some
was
people
I killing a couple
unhappy, and
criminals?
you were.
Not necessarily. How far did you listen into the video?
Not that far, apparently.
Then you have no idea what the hell's going on.
No, I don't.
So basically, what happened was these guys got into a fight.
Oh, do you want the short version?
No, don't give him the short version. All right, I'm giving him the Richard version, and that's final.
Oh, I love saying the
We
short
make big
version.
men.
Could you not, Joe?
But where was I? Oh, but they got into a fight with King, and he's like this fighter type character.
Yeah.
And she ended up shifting mid-fight and won the battle, but they didn't see it as a fair fight because she like grew to be like, was it like six? No, you were 7 foot, weren't you?
I was 6. Oh, I lost it again. Where did it go? Oh, there it is. I was 6 foot, but then I grew 2 feet. Yeah, by the
became
way,
8
I almost
foot.
lost that battle. 2 health points.
So is me, Ash, like the tallest of us? Because, like, I made Ash like because he's a tiefling. He's like demon. Tieflings are usually pretty tall. So, if you don't include his horn height, then he's like 6'6". And then add the horns, it's like 6.
Are
Probably.
you
Like,
compensating for your real height?
no, it's just I usually make characters that are either around my height or, you know, the ideal height for me. Because the ideal height for me, I would love to be exactly 6 feet tall, no taller, no shorter. I don't want to be that 6'5" giant, you know. I don't like that. I don't want that. I want to be just exactly 6 feet tall.
What's wrong about being
So
6'5"?
Ash just like, everything.
Sure, I'm not even 6'5".
Yeah.
But but basically
Yeah, so-
they thought that she was cheating. They felt cheated out of their money, and they got angry. But these guys ran off, and they kind of ditched you behind.
We
And
kind of forgot you were there.
They probably wouldn't have done that if, what do you say, if Romer didn't try to drown them.
Yeah. We were trying to save this guy, Jeremy. Well, he was trying to save Jeremy.
So
So
you
yeah.
ended up getting tied.
By the way, we completely forgot to re-announce what our goals were before this. So I
I
don't
ain't
know.
got none.
Like Joe, did you? No, I mean like goals is like things we need to make sure we do. Joe, did you
Oh, yeah.
remember that we need to get the bounty for Bradley, or did you just think, oh, it's Bradley. Sure, let's kill him.
I knew we needed to get Bradley.
Well, yeah, Bradley's a dick, and I like. Yeah, because
Yeah,
that's
you
why I was
didn't
like,
remember?
I was about to.
It's not that we're not.
Yeah, I was gonna type. I was literally about to type in chat, like capital, like all caps, James. Remember, this is a bounty. And then,
Did he remember like after
Yeah,
he said
but
bonus?
but then the second, you said, and then, he runs into Quincy, Romer, and Ash. I was like, oh, I guess I don't have to say anything. We should be fine.
Like I was going to have
If you did leave
guys
him alive, I
merge.
was just gonna, as Ash, I was just gonna punch him a bit on either until one of you pulled me off, or
Oh shit! Oh hey.
we teleported over to Richard.
Or until you felt better.
Alright, that's pretty fair. Yeah. So, I just think we need to do our best to like either type in chats or maybe write it down, just the goals of what we need to do. Like, if there's personal character goals, write that down. But number one things we need to make sure we progress in the story. Like talking to Chester was one that we completely forgot to do. And
I kept hinting at it, you people.
well,
Keep forgetting about this stuff.
yeah, but it's just like
Nobody listens to the dog. So lonely.
I was just
Poor
kind of waiting until Romer was like, "Oh hey, we need to go over to Chester," because Ash personally wouldn't care.
multiple
I
times
kept
to
hinting.
alcohol.
Yeah, then we just need to be better about this.
Yeah.
We should, but we probably won't.
Don't you pessimist.
You're a pessimist.
Ooh. Yeah, so yeah, when Mr. James over here gets back up to his room, we'll start. But yeah.
But yeah.
That's badass. I can't wait for you guys.
Huh?
Can't wait for you guys to activate your demon forms.
Death.
I was actually considering activating my cowl the
Like-
second I saw Bradley, just so that way I'd have that extra arm length.
Yeah.
Just get it over here, like
Get over here!
like
Oh,
I
get
like
over.
just big, just yeah, just Yeah, but I'm thinking more of like a Big Bubba, get over here, little man. Like grab onto him, and he's just like, no.
Like when he says you guys are like
Ah!
demons.
But then again,
Um,
I don't think I could actually, punch him like I would want to in that form without killing him. So,
Yeah, you probably squash him. Oh, that's
so
such
I
a
would,
funny
though,
thing to
though
imagine.
again, Ash should be like, he's dead, and then keep beating the body.
You weirdo.
I didn't know Joe forgot that
Because he's a
we had a
bastard.
contract. Until he was all like, I shoot him 2 times in the head.
Yeah, when I heard that, I was like, whoa, 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 whoa! Like, I
I
don't know
can't
if you
think
guys
it,
heard me,
dude.
but I was
Don't do
like,
it.
whoa, 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 whoa. And then I was like, whatever, we can turn him in dead, but I mean,
I honestly
you
kept
do you.
thinking to myself, please don't hit. Please don't hit. Yes.
Well, I
Oh
really
my
just,
god.
I mean, like I said, even though we had a bounty, I was still like, I want to fucking see this guy's brains blast back.
Especially since
You
he's a
want to see
slaver,
the inside
man.
of his head?
You want to see his brains.
Yes.
Well, yeah, he's
I'm
a
actually a
bastard, and
zombie.
he deserves to die.
Yeah, I don't doubt that. I met him briefly, and I already hated him.
It's not hard to hate
I'm
him.
so glad I got to poke him in the tummy, though.
Before you killed him, yeah.
God,
Once I realized it was Bradley, though, I was like, oh, he's donezo.
Oh, he's dead.
I thought you were gonna poke him in the tummy with your gun, and then the second you realized, just pull the trigger. Like that's what I thought you were. That's the direction I thought you were taking it.
Would have been great.
Yeah.
Well,
just
hindsight is 2020.
just a little tidbit. I changed the lore a bit. Your guys' forms aren't physical anymore; they're magical.
Ooh.
Cool.
Meaning that unlike Fen, every time he transforms, uh, you guys don't lose your gear like he does.
Hmm, that's handy.
Yay!
The reason why is I was like, these guys are getting their powers like literally from the devil, and they're like turning into demons and shit. But Fen's is basically just a werewolf.
His is a more mundane
Yeah,
transformation. It's
it belongs in the physical realm, kind of.
yeah,
Hold on.
great. Now part of my ADHD brain is spiraling on facts about the Elder Scrolls universe and where the lycanthrope transformation comes from, and it just keeps going. And I know none of you would actually really care about that.
I just had
Comes
this
from
funny
Hercene. What are
thought.
you talking about?
You know how people usually say you have 20/20 vision? Well, in James's case, he only has 20/0. Oh, so funny.
Listen,
Oh.
description is really old.
Listen here, you little shit. Alright,
Oh,
I'm gonna get a soda.
I just find that so funny.
It's funny because he's missing an eye.
No, that's why I said it.
Even though he's technically supposed to have super demon eyes.
That means he has 40/0.
So, like, also, Joe, remember, you do have a thing called a cowl in case we get in trouble. And you also have this thing, part of your class. It's called Moxie Points, in case
Yeah,
you need
What
to
are Moxie?
do a roll. down
roll
a
into
mountain.
a cover, so that you don't roll down hills anymore. Just
What's
saying.
You're so rude.
Moxie.
Yeah, Moxie's bar, Moxie Points.
You mean like boob points?
Yeah.
Oh
Insert
boy.
Are you making a
Insert my
Borderlands
$1,000 tip.
I have no idea, Brett.
I'm not talking to you.
I was
Borderlands.
That's right.
All right. So, you ready?
Anywho,
Not.
jokes about blind people out of the way. Let's continue with the story.
Alrighty.
All right. So,
Alrighty.
I'm ready.
all right. So as Ishla does that, he kind of looks, sees you guys. He's like, "Where the hell did you guys go? About time you guys joined the damn party."
We went to a bar.
Yeah, we
Sorry.
had to go to this bar.
We were
I am melted.
we were dealing with our own personal demons, man.
You guys have any idea?
That's funny because it's true. Because we made contracts with the devil and
Do you
got
guys have any
superpowers,
idea
and
how
we melted,
fucking?
and it was painful.
Anyways.
but
Do you
now
guys
we
have
have
any? Do
powers.
you guys have any fucking idea what you put Bean through? Huh? Do any of you guys understand that shit?
Wasn't our fault.
Get your
We
asses up
forgot
here.
about the time jump.
Get your asses up here. And he throws down a ladder.
Okay.
Bean knows where we were. Bean knows a bit of what happened. So I'm trusting her to be a strong girl. Anyways, so we need to get as many people as we can to evacuate this city. Because no matter how much you want to believe, you are not going to win this fight.
Yeah, you guys doomed.
Look,
You may beat the first wave, the second wave, doesn't matter. The Blood King or Frederick, he has an endless army.
Literally. We saw it.
oh, what an idealist you are.
Fen was almost killed by the scouts.
There were only
So-
4 of them. Right? Yeah.
6.
No. 6.
Retreat's not an option at this point.
No, that's bad.
They've covered all our exits.
Ew.
Best way we can do is try to fight them off.
They've covered the docks.
He kind of points over towards the docks, and on the horizon you see these like black
Leviathans.
these black naval ships just
Oh,
covering
we found.
just
Please
covering
tell me they
the
don't have a
exit.
Kraken.
Oh, how in the world are we supposed to get out of here?
James's fault.
It's like, look,
So I don't.
Is
Best
there
way-
any escape? Is there like an underground escape route? Anything?
roll a dexterity saving throw.
14. It's fine. What?
I got 22.
It was just for Ash.
Oh, that's too bad.
All right. Shit, Ash.
What?
Roll a strength check.
Oh my god. Watch, this is gonna be like a 2. Come on.
You got hit by a house.
18. 13.
18.
Alright, plus
Alright.
5. Plus 5.
So 18.
Yeah.
All right. So you manage whatever this thing is. It's just kind of like this. It looks like this huge bat thing, like a Batman type like situation going on here.
Batman.
It's kind of screeching in your ear, and its talons are like digging into your side, and it's like trying to like bite you. But what it was planning on doing was throwing you off the side of the wall. And Ishna just kind of, all right, enough talking. We gotta handle these fuckers. And as soon as that happens, you see this black cloud just kind of coming, and there's just a huge horde of these creatures just coming towards you guys.
Oh, crap.
All right. Roll.
Time to leave, right?
Ishna kind of like, we gotta handle these things right now. If they get into the
Oh,
city,
crap.
there's no telling what kind of shit they're gonna get up to. We need to buy them time to get to the shelters.
Okay. This
Uh,
is not going to go well.
he helps you out, Ash, by blowing the head out of one of these what should we call them? Man bats? Yeah, we'll call them man bats. He blows
Man
its
bad.
brain out, and it goes limp on you. It's like, man that cannon. You, man that
throw it
turret.
off the wall.
James, how are you doing on ammo?
Maggie, don't touch
I could use a little more. I think I had 25 rounds.
Yeah, he pulls out a box, like from a supply crate that he has next to him. All right, here you go. You open it. Inside of him are about 100 bullets.
Thank you, man. And I pat him on the back.
He's like, look, don't be shy about using these, all right? And as soon as that, he goes back to work, and you see him just blasting these bats out of the sky. So everybody roll initiative.
Alrighty, here we go.
Oh, crap.
Huh.
Okay, I got 8.
Well, I got 3, so.
Put me down for 5.
Right, so we go.
Wow, 3 bad.
Tell me about it.
Hopefully this
Wait,
means we
where
get
is
3
Romer
good
on
rolls
this?
next.
Hey, Brett, are you rolling in the chat or are you rolling in the thing again?
No, where
And the
am
dice
I?
calculator.
Brett's in a different app.
There we go.
Oh,
He's on
don't tell
Facebook.
me you're in roll
He's
20.
on Facebook, typing 2.
He doesn't have Facebook, not anymore.
I have Facebook, but you know. Oh, there you go. I proved all of you wrong. There's still yet worse.
I knew it too! Called that one.
All right.
Oh,
So, let's see. So it'll go.
what the hell are you doing, Maggie?
It'll go Joe, Quincy, Ash, then Romer.
I only got 5, and Quincy got it. So it'd be Quincy then.
Oh shit, yeah.
Kai, it looks
Quincy.
like you rolled a 5.
Quincy, James, Ash.
Yeah, but -2.
Oh, that sucks. What? How the hell did you do that?
I have 6 dexterity.
Yeah,
just-
that's right.
Maybe if we did the rolls on here instead of roll 20, maybe we would have been luckier, but I don't know. At this
Yeah,
point,
tell me
it's in
about
the
it.
past. I just gotta work with maybe putting in more decks.
Anywho,
Maybe
I'm front of the line apparently,
All right.
as always.
So you see this horde of man bats just flying over. They do not.
something other than man bats. Sounds just man bat from Batman. Like
Always gotta be a
Vamps?
critic, huh? They're not vampires.
Vamps. No.
They're not vampires. They have no
I did-
intelligence.
When you said Batman,
Monster.
all I can imagine was the actual Batman grabbing Seth and going, "I'm your worst nightmare," trying to throw him off the wall. Oh, that'd be funny. I'm your worst nightmare. All of us.
Like something. I don't know. Anyways, let's just continue.
Anywho,
So, in front of you, you have. There's around 2 turrets and a cannon. Which one are you gonna get on?
I'm gonna use.
I don't want to use the can.
I'll use the turret to shoot more and faster.
All right. So as you
Wait,
get on
what
the
type of
turret,
turret is this?
It's just a normal chain gun turret.
Chain gun. Interesting.
So as you get on this chain gun, one of these gliders are coming at you. We'll call them gliders. Is that better for you? Or screechers? Let's call them screechers, huh?
I thought gliders was cool, but screechers is cool too.
God, just get
Let's
No,
just
dude,
call
it's
them
literally
screechers.
anything you want. Screechers is fine.
man bats. All right. So this man bat starts coming at you. All right,
Okay.
all right. All
fine.
right. Let's be serious. Let's be serious. All right. So these screechers are coming at you. You see around 3 of them in front of you. Roll to hit. For these ones, you'll be
Do I
using
roll?
your dex.
Huh?
All right. So 17. All right.
Yeah.
All right. So you roll 17. All right. So you hit. Roll it 3 times. All right. So you hit 2 of them. One of them you miss. The 2 that you do hit, you kind of like get one in the wing, and you get its wing, and it kind of like starts nose diving, and it splatters against the wall. The 3rd one you hit, you kind of explode its face. Just its head explodes, and it just does a nose dive to the ground, and it hits somebody at the bottom. It hits one of the soldiers from Frederick's army. But the 3rd one you hit, the third one you did not hit. It starts flying a little closer to you, and it's about an arm's reach of you.
I'm gonna punch it
James, it's your turn.
with my flurry of.
All right, James, it's your turn.
All right, I'm gonna pull out my revolver rifle and just take some shots in crowd of Frederick's men. Kind of just aiming generally at anybody like the first people I see.
All right, so none of the screechers.
I guess, yeah. I'll shoot one at the screechers and then one down at the men.
All right. So
And they're called man bats.
okay, they're called man bats. Stop being so critical. Shit. All right. What is that? 6 and 3. So are you like just shooting randomly into the horde? Or
You know what? No, I'm aiming them both at the man bats. Yeah, and not like I hit them anyway.
yeah, not like you hit him anyway, man.
You
But
gotta have a pretty low AC, right?
well, that's about a 5
What?
plus your proficiency. So that's a 14. No, you didn't hit any of the man bats.
Wow. That was a whole lot.
You hit nothing.
Yeah.
So you shoot
Well,
off. What?
I'm gonna use my bonus action to reload the 2 bullets that I just spent.
All right.
That you just wasted? Yeah.
So as you shoot off into the crowd, or into the like swarm of man bats, some of the,
Man, but
you kind of don't predict the sway that they're doing, and your bullets kind of just whiz by. All right, now it's Ash's turn. Ash,
sends out boxes.
she's on a turret right now, so right now you guys have a cannon and a turret available to you.
Alrighty. Would it be better to get on the turret, or I guess I can't, fire multiple, say, fire bolts, or I could do fire blast. I'm gonna fire a fire blast at towards probably the best way to do is towards Frederick's soldiers, because it's a area of effect, better chance of hitting them than hitting the man bats,
All right.
Man bats.
Roll to hit.
the shriekers. All right. Boom. +4 +3.
What's
And
your
then damage.
All right, yeah, roll the damage.
Alrighty. +4.
7.
So 7.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
So 7.
So you shoot this fire blast into the crowd, and as it hits one of them directly, it kind of turns him to ash pretty much immediately when it hit, and then the rest of them rest of them around him get set on fire, sending them into a panic.
Oh, so we have 2 ashes.
Extra attack. Gonna fire another fire blast into just more soldiers, man.
All right, roll to hit.
Make them freak out a bit
+4
more.
+3, so 13.
13. Since you are using fire blast, you don't disintegrate any of them, but you do set a few of them on fire.
Alrighty.
All right, now we have Romer. Romer, this is your instance. You are on the wall with Bean right now. You're kind of left with her. You are a little bit further away from the action,
Right.
but you can hear that the commotion between Ishna and the crew, because he really did like shout
Right.
at them. So you know
Alright.
they're back. What do you do?
Good. Am I anywhere where I can? Do I need to like shoot off into the crowd that the others were trying to harass, or am I just far back and trying to protect? I need to know my exact location to really determine what I'm doing next.
Okay, well, since you need exactly the location, joking.
Coordinates are
Your coordinates are.
Or 32 by 32.
Yeah, what she said. I'm joking.
no.
You're on the wall, so you can see them just by looking in the direction of Ishna's voice. Because it is a wall.
It's a wall.
You don't have to. You don't really need X-ray vision, if you know what I mean.
Okay.
All right. But you can see them. It'll be a bit, but Bean's kind of holding on to you a little bit. And she's crying because she's afraid. So far
For obvious reasons.
So far up to this point, she's been with you guys, and you guys kind of just disappeared for about a day and a half. So she's crying just because she's afraid you guys
James's fault.
got hurt.
I mean, it's not. It's just how the demon realm works.
He killed Bradley. We got summoned.
We would have gotten.
Well, no, we were gonna get summoned either way because.
So I'm torn between trying to reunite Bean with the rest of her friends, or trying to find some grape shot and maybe put a couple shotgun blasts out into that cloud of.
It be up to you, my DOG.
So I take it takes an action to. Would it be safe to take Bean over to the rest? Would it be safe for Bean?
You guys are right now currently in a war zone. It's up to you.
What's the
your
nearest
judgment.
enemies?
The nearest enemies are below you. They're trying to get in, but they don't know how yet. The only ones that were managed to get in were the werewolves that clawed their way up the walls.
And the man bats. Man bats.
I don't have any firearms.
No, you don't.
We can hop onto the turret.
There's something I can use to try and shoot them off the walls or something,
They're not on the walls.
or away from the walls, whatever. Like
Not
I
near
suppose I
you.
could.
The only turrets are near the gate.
I don't have any explosives. I suppose I'd try and find a safe nook to stash Bean and then kind of stealth myself. So I'm gonna stealth check.
Alright.
Oh.
You are stealthy.
That was my perception check. I was trying to find a place to hide Bean first.
Oh.
Did you not hear the order of operations I was going for there?
No, you keep coming in and out. Like some kind of weird ass robot.
Sorry, my bad. Alright, well, I'm doing a perception check to find a nice little nook and make her feel safe. I rolled.
You see a
an 8.
building. Nothing really on the wall, like nooks or whatnot. But you see a pile of crates about halfway towards the position of the boys that you could probably hide her in.
Alright, I take her there and hide her nice and safe, nestled inside. And then my next move, I'm going to try and hide myself in the nearby area, ready to assassinate anything that comes near her.
Oh.
Alright.
I've been spending the last 38 hours with this child. I better be attached to it, but
my daughter.
Alright, so
13, does that work?
for sneak,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, you gotta add your dex and your proficiency in stealth to it.
Oh, yeah. +8.
Alright, yeah, it works.
21.
Yep. You sneak very successfully. Nobody really sees you. You see a few man bats, kind of like
Man bats.
hovering around you a little bit, but they don't seem to have seen you. They're more attracted to the noise, and they kind of fly over to the boys. Now it is Quincy's turn again.
Yay. Alright. What do I see?
You still see a horde of man bats coming towards you, and the one that was right in front of you is actually swiping at you, but not right. Like it's getting ready to swipe at you, pretty much.
I'm gonna punch it in the face with my flurry of blows.
You got a flurry of blows is a bonus action that you can use on a successful attack action.
Ah. Yeah, I'm gonna punch it in the face.
Alright. Roll to hit. It's a 19 plus your dex, which is 5, so that's 24 plus your proficiency.
Actually, my dex is +8.
Yeah, no,
What?
no, your
Oh, yeah.
dexterity is
Use it.
+5 plus your proficiency, which will be +8.
Yeah.
Uh,
So I got about like 30 something.
You got like 20.
Where's your-
No,
Gnawing.
27. 27. You got 27. But you hit the man bat in the face. Roll
Man, bad.
damage.
Let's see. Uh, +7.
Okay. So it's +7. What do you mean +7? That would just be plus your dex, so that'd be 10.
No, my damage. It's set to hit +8, then the damage is 2d6 +7.
2d7 plus 7. 2d6 plus 7. What? Never mind. I'll just. Because with damage rolls, it only adds your dexterity modifier. But with.
I think we've had this discussion before.
Yeah.
Pretty sure we have this. You guys have this discussion at least once every. Session. I'm not even kidding.
You know, he
Because I've
might
watched
just
them
be
and you
right.
Do.
Hold on. Fuck. Nope. You just use your dex, which is a +5.
Okay then, +5.
I'll write that down somewhere so we don't have this conversation again. Seth.
In the next session. Yeah.
Damage
No,
rolls.
seriously, I've watched them. You have
In
them.
the
You have this
next
conversation
session.
once every single session.
Okay, well, if you would stop. Let's get this straight.
So,
You add your proficiency to attack rolls. You don't add your proficiency to damage rolls.
mhm.
No, I don't think so.
I'll kill you. I'll kill you right now. You miss this man bat, it fucking rips your throat out, Quincy, and you fall to the bottom where you get ripped apart by all the orcs down there.
There aren't any orcs.
Hey, what's
You
wrong with
said this
orcs?
wasn't. You said this wasn't like. This wasn't like Lord of the Rings.
It isn't.
Oh, you gotta be kidding me.
It's just in
Then
the
where did
army
the
there
orcs come in?
because orcs are also
Sorry,
monsters.
that's-
I did not see any orcs in the monster handbook.
Kaitos would be very upset right now.
There are orcs in the monster handbook. What are you talking about?
Anywho, I hit the darn man bat. Man bat.
Screecher.
Screecher. Glider. Whatever it's freaking called. I killed it.
Alright, enough.
Screecher. Let's just stick with Screecher.
We're like really like stopping things.
Off track.
Really off track here, guys. Come on. Enila.
I noticed.
Enila! Alright. So, there we go. See that? There's orcs. And I was about
Don't mock me.
to.
Had to do it to you.
Yeah.
Dang it, James.
I even have it like right here in my book too. I was about to like read it off.
Hushie, Hushie, I killed the freaking man bat Screecher glider. I don't care.
An owl bear kills you. Joking.
An owlbear?
I'm just joking.
The owl bear.
It's so cute and cuddly. I tried to hug it and then died. Thank you very much.
It's pecking at your body. I'm joking. All right. So you hit it, and it you smash its face in, and it starts falling towards the bottom of the wall, where a bunch of orcs, they kind of like rip it apart. They eat it,
Ew.
and they continue to try to break down the gate.
Looks like meat's back on the menu, boys.
Looks like meat's back on the menu, boys. Joking.
I had to.
Yeah.
Couldn't resist.
We've had nothing but stinking bread for 3 freaking days. I'd love a cookie.
But
Sorry, VeggieTales had to do it.
Thank you.
but after that, But after that, a few more of these man bats kind of come out of thin air, pretty much. Um, it's a horde. You know, when you kill one, it seems like two more take its place.
No, not like a Hydra.
But
Those
Those
James,
things suck.
James, your turn.
I aim my revolver rifle
Mm-hmm.
into the crowd of bats,
Yes.
and I'm gonna take a couple shots. That's what I'm gonna.
Stop,
Alrighty,
man.
we have James. He's a veteran
Golf
he's a
commentary.
veteran gunslinger.
Do we see James? He steps up to the plate. Oh, look at that form as he
took
pulls
a
it out of his holster.
14.
Oh, look at that. Look
Oh,
at that. He's
went
loading
right
the
into
gun.
dirt.
He's aiming it. And he misses. Oh, what a terrific shot.
Alright, Inila.
Oh, went right into the sand. That's gonna be hard.
So
I'm gonna add my dexterity and my proficiency. So
when it's his turn, it's his turn, guys, please. Alright.
that 14 is well over 20, and that 3 becomes an.
So you hit the first man bat, and then fuck this shit. All right, you hit the first man bat. What were you aiming for?
I was like aiming for the heads of the man bats, and
Alright.
since I had previously
Man bat.
observed after missing twice, I'd observed their kind of pattern. I gave myself a little travel with my gun, and then aimed for the head with the first one, and with the second one, I kind of aimed for the same man bat.
Oh shit, we forgot to add your bonuses as well. The other ones for having your eye.
Oh yeah.
You mean the 40-0?
It was +2, so it's actually a
I still did.
13.
I don't think I hit that one still, because
Yeah, the AC on these things aren't really that high though.
dude, you totally unimmersed me by telling me AC.
Shut up.
All right. And then I'm gonna do.
Yeah, they're not that high, but you still miss. Yeah, I just looked at the stat that I was using in my notes. But
The first one was the roll for the damage for the first, and then the second one was damage for the second.
alright, so you managed to hit the first one. You kind of tracking it. You hit it in the like right square between the eyes, and as soon as it does that, it twitches a little bit and it falls down into the horde beneath you, and you see a few lamias kind of
Oh boy.
start eating it as it falls.
Ew. They're like, I don't know how to explain it. They're like,
they're snake
serpent
people.
women,
They're snake
but they
women,
don't
yeah.
have tails. They have stumps for legs.
Oh, you mean the ones with like the double trunks?
Yeah.
I remember now.
But yeah, it falls and you see them start ripping these things up. They basically have a
Alright,
body of a lion, pretty much.
I'm gonna
Oh.
use another bonus and reload again.
All right. The one that you missed it makes it to the wall, and it rips off one of the turns.
Oh boy.
It rips off.
Clever girl.
And basically just trying to destroy it. It throws it off the side of the wall, and once it hits the ground, it shatters.
Hmm.
All right, now it is Ash's turn again. Ash, are you there?
Yeah. I'm
Hey
here.
yo. There
Sorry,
you are.
I was muted. Oh, this fight is a fight. I don't know.
It's going downhill.
Yep. All right. Personally, I think we just gotta keep holding them off. So, I kind of, yeah, the best option is just to keep firing fire blasts. So,
You fire it into the crowd or into the
I'll
swarm
fire.
of man bats.
I'm gonna fire. I'm gonna use an extra attack. So I'm gonna
Man-bats.
fire one into the swarm of man bats into screechers,
Man bats.
and then the other one into the crowd.
All right. Roll to
Roll
hit.
to hit, or
Yes, sir. Roll to hit.
boom. Plus 4,
Wow.
plus 3, 14.
14. All right. So you don't manage to disintegrate any of these man bats, but since it is an AOE, um,
Yeah.
you end up setting a few of them on fire, and they start freaking out, and they set some other man bats on fire, and it kind of starts a little bit of a chain
Yay.
reaction
Yay,
until
dominoes!
they kind of like
I'm an arsonist.
until they stop. Like it only gets around maybe 10 of them, and they all kind of like fall to
Alright.
the ground a little bit.
Alright. Then I'm gonna extra attack, fire another fire blast into the ground troops.
All right, roll to hit.
Ooh. Well, that hit.
Alrighty, yeah, that did it.
24.
So you see this ogre kind of lumbering over to the gate, and you manage to hit it with your fire blast, and it sets him on fire.
Yeah.
Roll for damage.
Yeah.
Whoo! 14!
14.
Yeah.
All right, it hits him like square in the chest, and he falls over and he crushes a what do you call him?
Siege engine?
What is it called?
Alamia.
Hold on, I'm looking for him again.
Warg?
Work.
Oh, why was I trying to call them troglodytes? Never mind. They're called
The
well,
troglodyte.
they kind of land.
Oh.
They land on about 3 cowls.
Hmm.
They're fish people,
Ah.
Okay.
and it crushes 3 of them, and he lumbers back to his feet, and he's looking at you, and he's just going, and you see him just kind of like,
Now you yell out, "Come at me, bitch!"
and he's like running towards the gate at this point, and everybody's kind of moving out of his way.
Oh boy.
Romer, your turn.
All right. Let's see. Well, the next best move is to try and apply safety in them. Does Bean know how to sneak?
Yes, not good though, but she can sneak.
All right. Am I able to help her sneak her way over to the rest of the group?
No.
Wait. Damn. I don't feel safe. Well, I don't feel good leaving Bean alone. But I don't like our chances just being the two of us alone. All right. I tell Bean to be as quiet as possible, lead her over to the rest of the group, remaining as stealthy as possible.
All right. Roll for stealth. Are you rolling in the actual app? There we go. 15. Then,
Plus 8, so that's 23.
alright.
Oh.
So, nobody's paying attention to you with this fight going on around you. Like, it's not that you're sneaky, it's more like you just aren't that big of a deal to all these people around you. And honestly, there wasn't really anything to really be sneaking around, because you're looking around, you kind of just see that everything's on the outside of the wall, and these man bats have been getting taken care of by all these people on the turrets and cannons. So,
Alright.
so you managed to get to the crew without anything really happening.
Alright. At this point, I noticed the troll heading for the gate. Or was that something I wasn't privy to?
He's an ogre.
Ogre, right.
You would see him just kind of making his way towards the gate.
Making his way downtown.
Can I take a cannon and aim it at this ogre? Gonna basically try and shoot him down before he reaches the gate.
Yes, hold on. Is sneak in action?
I don't know.
I have no idea. I always thought it was just like a bonus action or something.
Not sure how.
I think sneaking is your movement.
There we go.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, you can get on the turn. Stealth is a separate action unless used as part of your movement. And you use it as part of your movement, so. Yeah. There we go. Alright, roll to hit the ogre. Alright, so this cannon, you kind of forget that, how do you say it? You forget that you're supposed to secure the cartridge before firing it. So when you fire it, it goes and it hits into the horde below you, but it also explodes next to you. Alright, so
Oy.
Quincy, James, and Romer, you all will take.
God, I knew this was gonna friggin' happen.
No, that's
Stupid fish man don't understand freaking land person.
That is too. I think that's too severe for something like this. Alright. You each take 7 damage.
Oh, great.
So James, Quincy, and Romer take 7 damage from this exploding cannon.
Alright.
All right.
Now it is. As soon as that happens, the streakers, the screechers.
Streakers.
Just
Oh,
you just see some naked guys
man bats.
just kind of walking, just running across the battlefield. They're just flopping like the wind. counting coup with their chief downstairs.
Oh boy.
No, but the screechers take advantage of the confusion and they get pretty close to you guys at this point. Quincy, it's your turn.
Okay. How close are they?
About 1 round away from you guys before they descend on you.
Alright. My turret is still operational, yeah?
Yeah, your turn is still operational.
How many times can I fire it?
If you decide to use your entire turn, you can fire it 3 times.
Again?
All right, you manage to hit them. You manage to hit 2 screechers out of the sky. You kind of like, and it cuts through one of them, and then the other one it kind of knocks the other one out of the sky. And as you're trying to get the third one, you miss it, but accidentally hit the second one behind it that like fell.
Yay.
And Ash, it's your turn.
Alrighty. I haven't been doing the voice properly, so I'm gonna try and do that. It might be weird, but I don't care. So basically, I just kind of have to keep doing what I'm doing. Alright, fire another fire blast at the screechers. Try and take them out. So it's 17.
All right, it hits. You manage to disintegrate one of the screechers, and as it does that, it sets ablaze around 10 more around it, and those ones set ablaze some more. Around half of the horde now is gone, thanks to fire blast.
Yay.
Yeah.
I'm liking this attack more and more. Then I'm gonna extra attack, fire another fire blast into the ground troops.
All right.
Doing my little part to whittle them down.
Oh, shit.
Ooh.
All right, so it happens again. This time, there's only around 4 or 6 of these screechers left. And we accidentally skipped James. James, it's your turn.
Really appreciate it, guys. I'm going to.
Oh yeah, James is here.
I'm gonna shoot at the screechers up in the air again. I'm gonna just keep going towards those guys.
Alrighty.
And
Hopefully.
I'm gonna again take 2 more shots into the screechers, or the man bats rather.
Man, bats.
He shoots and he
When I
misses
disintegrated those guys, I yell, Ash yells up, "Hell yeah!"
Fire.
So it's a 20 and a 13.
So James manages to shoot off a bullet into one of the man bats. He's aiming for its head, manages to lead the shot just fine, ends up shooting an entire wing off of a man bat, and it kind of flies off into the horde without being able to stop itself on its descent. It smashes into the ground and dies on impact. The the second attack misses a man bat completely, and it kind of snickers at him a little bit. It gets a bit closer.
I'm gonna I'm gonna disengage, reload, and then I'm gonna disengage. Or I can't do both.
No,
Can
you
I?
can't. You can't.
Then I'm just gonna disengage, because I see that it's really dwindling, and I'm gonna go look for Bean.
All right. So as you disengage, you see Romer kind of coming up, and Bean kind of kept her distance away from Romer whenever he reached for the cannon. So she's completely safe. She's hiding behind the ammo crate next to where Ishna was, or Ishna is right now. But as we're still in the fight, we will go to that just in a moment. All right, next is Romer. You just exploded a turret. I mean, not turret, a cannon.
Cannon.
Trying to stop a ogre from charging the gate.
Damn it. All right, let's try this again.
All right, what are you gonna do to this ogre?
Well, I'm gonna try and prep it.
You can try what?
Prep
I'm gonna
it
try and
properly
prep
this time.
cannon properly this time.
Oh, it's destroyed. The cannon's like destroyed.
No, I mean a different cannon. Unless that was the only cannon we have.
It'll take your whole movement speed to get to the other side of the gate to get to the other cannon. Are you
Right.
gonna do that?
Yeah.
You run past a few soldiers on your way. One of them kind of looks like an old guy. Has a looks like Sergeant Johnson from Halo. What are you doing here, fishman? Get your ass over there. Join the fight. And he shoots the cannon and it explodes into one of the other ogres. Not the one you're looking at charging, but the ones like out there, kind of just hauling stuff, like throwing stuff at the wall.
I direct his attention towards the one heading for the gate.
All right, he's what do you say to him?
There's one heading for the gate. I don't know if you want to take care of him first. He's a more priority target at this.
He kind of looks at you. Thanks for pointing him out, soldier. And he points the cannon off, and let's roll damage. I'm not damage. I'm gonna roll to hit. 9. So.
No, that's better than I did.
He tries shooting at these. Hold on. Cannons get 3 shots. All right, so he hits. All right, so he shoots this cannon. The first one misses the ogre as it's going, exploding the troops behind it. But the third one kind of hits the ogre in the chest. Let's roll damage. Because it's just one cannon. It was 29 damage. Alright. So, including damage that Ash did to it, this ogre gets hit, like in the chest, the same spot where Ash like threw the fireball, and it kind of goes through him, and he hits the ground, smashing troops behind him, and you just hear a bellow like coming from him.
Wunderbar.
Moo!
And he dies right there. Alright. What else are you gonna do, Roman?
Is the turret on this side open?
Yeah, it's open on this side.
Turret?
Yep.
Alright, I'll see if I can go operate that and start randomly firing and priority targets all around.
Alright, so since you already used your movement speed and action to like talk to Sergeant Johnson.
Is that the case? Damn.
Yeah, just to talk to him as the action. But you can use the turret once to attack one of the screechers.
All right.
Roll to hit.
There you go.
Yay!
12 plus your dex. What's that?
Dex is plus
What?
plus 2, so 14.
So 14. You do not hit. You kind of, you try to cut it, but they're kind of getting used to the angle. So he kind of does a barrel roll, like in the air, and dodges the bullets that you fired at it.
Bugger.
All right. Now it is. They descend upon you guys. At this point, there's only around 4 of them that made it to the wall. One of them has descended on Ash. The other one is descending on James. And one of them is descending on Romer and Sergeant Johnson over there, and then a third one is trying to make it past Quincy. So we'll start
Big
with
mistake, buddy.
we'll start with Quincy's.
Well, as he's trying to come past me, I'm like, hey! Come here and face me like a man! And then I use my flurry of blows to kill his ass.
Roll to hit, and then use your bonus action for flurry of blows.
Plus 8. So, 17.
17. It hits. So as it's flying by, you manage to connect a blow to the side of its face, and it hits in the wall, or it hits on the ground in front of you. And it just kind of like tries its best to kind of get off of the ground as quickly as possible so it can get away from you.
Well, obviously that's not going to happen. Do I need to roll, how many attacks do I get with flurry of blows?
You get 2 so far
Okay.
at your level.
Oops.
Oh no, flurry of blows automatically hits as long as you use your key point.
Oh yeah, okay.
You just gotta land a
Let's
first hit.
see. I gotta roll how many?
You just roll damage for the second ones, or the first and second
Right.
flurry of blows.
That's for 1.
So 5 plus your dex, so that's 11. That's 10, 7. So you do 17 damage. Why'd you roll 2 or 4 times?
I forgot.
But let's see, 10, 7. So you 17 damage altogether. So it tries to get back up. You kind of land another like a smack in the face, and it hits the floor. And it's trying to get back up. It's a little slow. You manage to stomp its head in, like on the wall, and it's pretty much just pretty much makes like a noise as its skull concaves just from the weight
Like
of your
a
foot.
great.
All right, now it's James's turn. You see, Bean kind of clings onto you as this as this man bat's flying towards you. He's got his claws out and he's just like flying toward you right now.
I'm gonna like hold her behind me, aim my gun at that man bat, and take a precise shot into its eyeballs. Bop. Just like that.
Roll to hit.
Oh.
6
Plus 8, but...
plus 5. It's actually plus 10.
Oh, whoa.
Because
I
remember your
forgot
eye?
about plus 2.
Yeah.
Damn, son. I always hit.
Just don't aim for balls, man. Just joking.
That's gotta remember my balls, bro.
Scared me, man. It scared the shit out of me when she started doing that. But
oh, my dog. Dude. This dog's breath smells.
But you rolled a 16, which beats its AC. Yeah, it's pretty nice. You shoot this man bat, and it's about to try to like barrel roll out of the way. But before it can even get a movement, you shoot it once, like in the eye, and it like you know how like in movies like they like stand in front of the airplane, and they like just stand there, and it kind of just like crashes and slowly reaches them.
Mm-hmm.
That's what this man bat's doing to you right now. Just its face is just like kind of lands like on the wall,
hey,
and it kind of.
I gotta take my dog out again. She's whining.
All right, we'll
All
walk.
right.
We'll walk through everybody else's thing real quick.
All right.
All right.
I'm glad I killed the bat with only 1 damage.
You didn't do 1 damage. You did like 6 damage to it.
Oh yeah, because I add my. Oh.
Yeah, yeah, just Dex, man.
All right. I'll be
All right. So after he does that, then it's Ash's turn. All right, Ash. You see this man bat. They're not very intelligent creatures, but this one kind of looks a little angry because you just roasted like pretty much all his friends.
All right. Is there anyone within a 15-foot radius of me?
Quincy. That's pretty much it. Quincy. She's the only one. Because James went to Bean, Romer went to the other side.
Can I carefully explode?
Did you take my perk? Did I hear you? Basically, you're gonna use one of your charges to do that.
Yeah, I'd use one of my charges, but I haven't used any of my charges yet.
All right, so to do like that kind of a meta magic, you have to use one of your charges on top of the charge used to actually like cast.
So I'm down to 4.
Yes.
All right.
All right. Yeah, so you can do
I
that.
explode.
so
Explosion wave. I just look at him like, you're a dumbass.
So as he gets within range, he's about an inch away from your neck with his claws, and then you explosion wave, and you see this man bat just turn into dust in front of you. You see his skin kind of get blown away from his face, revealing his skeleton, and even his skeleton eventually kind of, and it flies off the side of the wall. And from Quincy's point of view, you see this huge like wall of like fire and just destruction coming towards you, and it just kind of, you know how like in Harry Potter when he does that whole like spell shield, and then you just see it just kind of around him.
Yeah.
That's what it's doing around you right now.
Okay, so I'm looking at him like, that's awesome, dude.
I just yell, who's next?
There's nobody around you.
So basically, you're
You
just.
know what
I'm just joking around. I'm just joking around. All right. So after that, Romer, one of these man bats kind of, it kind of grabs Sergeant Johnson, and it kind of, what it's trying to do is it's trying to like drag him away, because it just watched like all of his comrades kind of get taken away. And now he's trying to get something for all of this. What do you do? It's your turn, Romer. I will rape you. What? No, I didn't say that.
Hey, yo! Romer!
Romer, you there?
Yeah, what?
What the hell are
Is it
you
my
doing?
turn?
Get your head in
Is
the
it my
game.
turn?
Yeah, it's your
Yes.
turn.
Sorry, I thought we were taking a. What?
No!
Yeah, bugger.
You kidding me?
Okay, so what? Last I remember, you said there was a man bat descending upon me and Sergeant Johnson, right?
Yeah, and it just grabbed Sergeant Johnson just now.
Okay.
He hasn't flown away. He's just kind of you see his claws kind of digging in to his shoulder right now.
Okay. I try to hook the man bat with my heart.
All right, roll to hit.
The harpoon. So many memories. Roll good.
Oh shit.
Yes.
Yes.
All right, so how's this harpoon look? Just like a normal harpoon?
It's +4, so that's shit.
Oh no, you hit.
That's
You
18.
hit. Yeah, you hit.
Oh, good.
I was just wondering how your
So the
harpoon.
harpoon does have harpoon does piercing damage, but it also has a grappling ability because harpoon. It has a chain attached, by the way,
Oh.
so I
So
can throw it and hook this thing if I needed to.
You
So
should
seeing
see
as
what
how
happened last time.
it's up above Sergeant Johnson, and I'm assuming the turret is raised above head height, right?
yeah.
So yeah, I hook the thing and grapple it so it doesn't try to fly off.
All right, roll damage. Did you roll damage? Is he okay?
Romer.
Are you
Give me
having
a second.
Are you having a stroke? Shit.
No.
All right.
Maybe.
So 3 damage. All right, so you don't.
Trying to roll, and
So-
I can't get up.
So you managed to grapple this.
Oh, that's a funny one.
So you managed to grapple this this man bat. And you keep him from flying away. All right. Now I'm gonna roll for Sergeant Johnson. 7 plus his strength. He's not hit. All right. Oh, that one does hit. All right. So you see him like pull out his knife, and he tries to stab the man bat in the throat, but it misses. And like he kind of looks a little panicked, so he kind of drops his knife, and you just see him like reel back and try to like punch this man bat in the face. And that does 8 damage. He manages to knock the man bat right like in the chin, and it dazes the man bat a little bit, so it like lets go of him, and he kind of shoots back. And at this point, it's the man bat's turn. So still impaled upon your harpoon, the man bat
Harpoon.
tries to attack you, but it misses. And I forgot I was supposed to do these in the DM dice calculating thing, but he misses you, and he goes for he was going for like a claw attack with his feet towards you. And he goes for a bite attack towards Sergeant Johnson, and it does not land. You see Sergeant Johnson kind of take his knife out again, and he blocks it with his knife. Slices the man bat's like mouth a little bit, shoots back in pain. Now it's your turn again, Romer.
All right, I attach the thing to the turret, and then I take my short sword and start stabbing.
I rolled a hit with advantage.
Plus 5 to that, so 6.
It rolled 11
So-
twice.
Yeah, I know.
Alright, so it hits with your short sword. Roll for damage. Ooh. Alright, so you managed to, as it's stuck to the harpoon, it can barely move, and it's an easy target. You swing your short sword over your head, build up some momentum, and you slice its head clean off.
Schlock.
And it rolls. Its body goes limp, and it falls off of the side, taking your harpoon and deterrent with it. I'm just joking. I'm just messing with. I wouldn't do that to you.
You son of a bitch.
I wouldn't do that. It just goes limp.
Yes, he would.
It goes limp,
He would.
and the head kind of rolls towards Sergeant Johnson, and he kind of, well, that was a lot more exciting than I was expecting. And he kicks it off.
He puts it off his side.
He punts it, and it kind of goes off into the horde. And you hear one of them like, "Roar!" And it's like, all right, let's report to the commander. Hopefully, we can get all this sorted out. All right. So now we take a break. But I will narrate. You guys can take a break.
I will extract my harpoon as soon as possible. Thank you.
All right, you extract your harpoon as soon as possible. Damn it, you remembered. You get your harpoon out with ease. The turret is in working condition. Sergeant Johnson kind of says, "All right, come on." He walks across the gate. So we ain't got much time to report in. We got to make sure the captain knows about these man-bat things. So we'll be ready for the next one.
Gotcha, sir.
You know, this has got to be an awesome, like an epic battle scene with the red sky and the, like, fire, smoke, all these monsters, and we're just, like, got all these weapons just unloading into these endless hordes. Just
Oh, hell yeah, it is.
it's got to be awesome.
Hell yeah, it is, man.
Just 18 friendly warriors at a battle, shooting their harpoons into the sky.
Really hard.
Really hard.
Their throbbing
Harpoons.
throbbing
Throbbing
Throbbing harpoons. Piercing man bats over and over and over again. Really hard.
guarding the city really rocks.
Penetrating really deep. You know, war.
Idiots, man. We're all idiots.
You are idiots.
Hey,
Alright,
you're
so
the one
since,
that calls these idiots friends, so.
Alright, so
That is a good
what does that make
point.
you?
I'll let you guys talk yourselves out.
The biggest idiot of all.
Bop, 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 bop.
18 friendly friends at a slumber party.
And then we just play spin the bottle, and then it gets a little exciting when we all take our clothes off and
Whoa,
the
dude.
little
Whoa!
No, dude.
You've had enough drink.
There's never enough drink.
Standing
There is when it comes to you.
Naked cowboys out in the yard.
wholesome, good-looking cowboys with their sense of dignity throbbing hard. Big bulging backpacks,
Hard.
ever so good camping equipment.
This is so dumb. Oh, I can't.
Compliments
You guys are
I'm losing
so
brain
dumb.
cells.
Hours of Ram Ranch. Big
I'm
hard
losing
math
brain cells
problems like a
making these
breed of
jokes.
ram. Wanting to think about algebra.
Oh God, no.
Hot, hard, buff cowboys. Their cocks throbbing hard.
Whoa,
18
dude.
more wild cowboys out in the yard.
Whoa. 18 fully clothed cowboys in the showers of Ram Ranch. Limp, flaccid, relaxed sexual organs, wanting to be left alone.
Oh, come on!
Orgy in the
Thank
shower
you.
at Ram Ranch.
No.
Come on, big heart throbbing cocks, ramming cowboy
No.
butt.
No.
Like a breeding ram wanting to. The original so
Big,
much better.
fat, fluffy
fuck did I
pillows
just
wanting
walk
to
in?
be hugged.
Big
18
heart.
friends wanting to love.
Not, you know,
My big hard throbbing heart.
guys. Now I can't get monetized. Shit.
Okay, I'm
Damn
muting you people.
Yeah.
You stopped being monetized the moment you said, "Hello, I'm
We're
Richard."
getting muted.
I hope. I just wish that 18 naked cowboys in the showers at Ram Ranch with their big hard throbbing cocks wanting to be sucked would come to my door. You know, I'd like 18 naked cowboys
That's
wanting
just-
to be fucked. Cowboys in the shower at Ram Ranch, on their
That's what
knees
Richard
wanting to
dreams
suck
about at night.
cowboy cocks. Ram Ranch really rocks.
It really rocks.
Really rocks.
What kind of trauma did you go through in childhood to have to be
Cowboys
discussing this?
even getting fucked in their sleep.
Cowboys even getting fucked in their sleep.
Big hard throbbing cocks getting sucked real deep. Ram Ranch, it rocks.
Richard, you're making Miranda just die over here.
Alright, somebody tell.
Cowboys on their knees.
Wanting to suck cowboy cock.
Okay, we just gotta stop, you know?
Guys, now I can't say that this video is meant for children anymore.
When was it ever?
I don't want to get sued by the FCC. Come on, guys.
The FCC won't let me be. Let me be.
So let me see. Try to shut me down on MTV, but it feels so empty without
so
me.
empty without me. Now this looks like top me, so everybody
Okay,
just follow me.
Heck, is it
Alright.
less gay? You know?
All right, I want to get started. So I'm gonna let her know.
Alright, yeah, let's continue.
We are back in business. Everybody say everybody say 18 naked cowboys when she gets 18 naked cowboys. I'm just joking. I'm just messing.
You guys are assholes.
We're back in business. Don't worry. All right. So you see Sergeant Johnson kind of walking up to the rest of the crew with Romer in tow. All right, guys. We need to report into Captain Leo. He's on the other side of the gates. He's kind of supervising. What's it called? Oh, yeah. He's supervising the naval fleet side of things. Damn it! What do they call it? I want to say incursion, but I know that's not what it is. No, forget it. Whatever. He's just trying to think of ways to get these naval ships out of the way so we can get the hell out of here.
Hey Ash, you can burn them up, can't you? Or are they too far away?
We don't have enough boats to meet them head on, so we're gonna have to find some other way to try and handle these guys.
I might be able to burn those ships from afar. It'll take some time, but I might be able to do it.
All right.
Alright, so.
Well, you're gonna be a vital. You're gonna be playing a vital role in our future plans. So, I'd really like you to come with us right away.
Alright.
Everyone.
So,
Don't miss.
Alright, but
Try not to.
he kind of starts ordering everybody. Alright, you, get on those turrets and build them back up. Let's get ready just in case another one of those fucking swarms come back in here. And he goes off to lead you guys over to Captain Leo. It takes you guys about 15 minutes to travel the length of the wall. But eventually you kind of come to this platform. It's kind of built on top of a building. They kind of connected the wall in this building together since they're so close, and they kind of have the HQ built on top of it. You see Leo he looks pretty busy. He's ordering people around. You see people going in and out of the HQ. Some of them are carrying like supplies. Some of them are carrying turrets. Some of them are hauling bodies like down into the building. But it's very busy. It's like, all right, the sooner we can talk to him, the sooner we can get on this. God damn it, what is it? Mission. There we go. Mission, that's what it's called. There we go. That's what I was thinking of. Mission. Fuck. I don't know why it was like there, but it was like not there. I don't know why. I'm such a boomer now. Oh my god.
Okay.
Boomer.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I wouldn't do that to you guys. I love you guys.
That's some real boomer.
Shut your mouth, boy. Should I just give Sergeant Johnson like a really like racist black accent?
No, dude.
Please don't.
No. You'd be quick. Your channel would get just taken down, man.
They'll report you to things.
Oh, man.
YouTube
Been
can do that now.
demonetized
You can
enough
actually
as it
just
is.
delete your channel.
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
that's true.
Black,
Yeah,
white
YouTube can just
man
delete
be
your
a
channel
black
if they
man
don't
in
like you.
basketball? Oh, I'd like to see today.
Yet they, haven't deleted Logan Paul yet, but
I'm joshing. But he leads you guys up to the HQ. Leo's kind of, like I said, ordering people around. He sees you, and some of them try to keep giving him files, but he kind of shoos them off. All right, it's finally you guys came here. Well, where the hell have you been? I had my high hopes. James, I've had my high hopes for you. But you made it. Better late than never.
Yeah, I had some things kind of holding me back. Sorry.
I understand. He should have gave me his word that you were good for this. And if some of my men have been talking to be believed, you have actually helped us quite a lot.
you could say that again.
Like, hey, Leo, I've been
I
talking
really
to
appreciate it.
we're talking to Johnson here. He's been saying a lot of stuff about you having a mission to handle the naval fleet out in our bay right now.
Ooh, the Navy.
Yeah, it's Frederick's army out there. They're kind of keeping everybody from leaving. We got everybody in the shelters, and
In the Navy.
we got everybody in the shelters ready to go. But if our way of escape is closed off, that doesn't bode well for any of our future efforts. If they keep that position, well, we might as well just surrender. But I got a plan. And he starts pointing at a table. It's kind of like a small miniature version of the city. They got these naval crews here. We tried to reach them through the wall, but the artillery is just too much. We can't get close to them. They'll take us out before we can even get close to them from the wall. The best point I think, is to take a small crew, arm them with as much firepower as possible, and try to clear the fleet. That's the only solution I got so far. But the only safe way is to go through the city. And we've cleared it out. Fenn has reported back to me. Werewolves pretty much taken care of. We don't really got to handle them that much. But he's ready. He said as soon as he handles the Alpha, then he'll get his ship primed and ready to intercept the fleet whenever my crew gets there. It's like, now, I don't want to kind of interject myself into your plans, but I'm wondering, can we use these folk? I've seen them in battle. We can. And he's kind of scared to bring it up to him. All right?
Bring it up.
Speak your mind, okay? We ain't got time to pussyfoot around. All right, look. They're capable. I trust them. Ishna, trust them. And from what I've heard and what I've seen, this Ash person here, he's got a lot of firepower. He
Maybe
kind
you
of
know it.
firepower. Boom, boom, firepower.
Funny.
But
Haha. Funny.
he's looking at you to kind of, you know, substantiate his claims.
I mean, these ships need to burn. I'm kind of the best one to do it, alright?
Mm. Well,
Let's get out there.
I could see that explosion from here, so I'm pretty sure maybe if we can get you up to them, you can clear the way for us.
I'll
Wunderbar.
do what I can.
All right, Johnson. Now I'm gonna need you at the front lines, Johnson. All right. I'll take them, but you. There've been too many good soldiers dead in this battle already. You're at the gate. No ifs, ands, or buts. He just, sir, I really think, and he kind of holds his hand out, and he lowers his head like he understands. I'll be on my way, sir. And
It's been an honor serving with you, man.
he grabs Romer's hand. He just kind of shakes it, real Arnold Schwarzenegger, style.
He snaps Romer's arm off.
But he's I ain't ever met a lot of fish people before, but I'd say you're one of the best. You stay alive, right?
Thank you for the compliment, sir.
You stay alive, okay?
Can do.
And as he says that, he kind of starts lightly jogging down the wall, and he kind of disappears around the bend.
Smacking out.
All right. He's given me his good word. Ishna, what do you think?
Smacking out.
I trust you above anybody else. Look, I'm not really all for this war thing, but from what I've seen, and they did survive Silver Moon. I think they can do it, honestly. Of course, as long as they have me with them. Anything's possible.
I personally think out of all the people in this town right now, we're probably your best bet.
Yeah.
That being said, We can do this, or at least we can sure as hell try. But if we clear out that dock and the water around it, we're gonna need a boat. I think we're all in agreement. That's the one request we have. We will help you save your town.
The only captain that is crazy enough to be sailing out in these waters at this time, well, it's Fen. He's out there clearing out those werewolves. He already reported back into me. He's almost cleared him out, just gotta handle the alpha.
Wunderbar.
You guys,
All right, well,
I can draw a clear line to his ship. He should be there. She should be there by now. He kind
Well,
of
then-
reaches. He reaches under the table, and he pulls out this. What is it? It looks like one of them mines, like for ships. You know, it's like one of them round ones. You know, like in Finding Nemo.
Ah, yes.
He pulls one of those out. He's like, "Here, if your friend's firepower isn't enough, plant this on the ship in the middle, and it'll go up in smoke, guaranteed."
all right.
He hands it to you. He just not hands it to you, but he puts it on the table. Which one of you guys are gonna take it?
I'll take it.
Really?
Or should I give it to Romer?
Do you really want to hand it to the guy who constantly ends up with low rolls?
Well, you can swim.
Okay, yeah, that's true.
All right, yeah. You can hand it to Romer if you want.
Fine.
All right,
So I gotta pilot the ship and plan to bomb?
Fen is in charge of the ship.
Oh, okay.
All right. You guys are gonna have to get down from the gate entrance, and then work yourselves through the town. It should be pretty much clear. The werewolves are pretty much taken care of by now. You guys, you guys got this. Ishna, you gonna go with them? Well,
I sure as hell hope we got this.
well, they're my friends. I might as well, right? You guys look like you guys got everything pretty much handled here. It should be a straight shot. Ishna, you know the way. You can show them. All right, you can leave it to me, man. He kind of shakes his hand, and Leo, like he extends his hand to all of you.
I shake it.
Shake it.
Shaky, shaky.
I'll shake it.
I'm gonna give that hand a little wiggle.
A little wiggle. Alright. You give
Just
it a little
grab
wiggle.
Hand, a little action.
Just grab his pointer finger and just like wiggle it a little bit.
Alright. After you all shake his hand, he's like, "Alright. You guys know what you gotta do. Now go and do it. I'll take care of things on my end."
We got this.
Alright. And as
Let's
soon as he does that, he beckons everybody. And what you seen him doing before you guys came, he gets back to doing. Ishna,
Okay.
as you guys are going back to the gate entrance, you see Ishna kind of pick up his coffin that you left there, and he throws it off the side of the wall. It hits the ground, but it doesn't break, surprisingly. All right, let's get a move on. Otherwise, we might lose the time we need.
Aw.
As soon
Does
as
anybody mind if we take a short potty break before we go and do this secret mission in uncharted space?
actually, I might end it right here, and then redo the and then restart it for the second for the second
Okay.
episode, just so it's not like 6 hours long. Because right now it's about 3 hours long.
Wow.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
So as you guys are about to go down the ladder, you guys see the same black cloud coming, like it was with those man bats. But this time, it's just like this all-consuming black cloud. And as it gets closer, you hear chirping, and what I mean by chirping, I mean like you ever hear bats chirp?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what you hear,
Yeah.
and it's literally millions of bats flying towards the wall, and some of them kind of like
Wow.
swarm together and grab some soldiers and throw them off the wall.
Oh, that's really bad.
If I get in the middle of that, an explosion wave, ooh, man.
No
Um,
kidding.
They fly over you guys, and you see one of them kind of turn into a man.
Man bat.
He's a very,
Man?
and I don't mean a man bat. I mean a
What
vampire.
sorcery?
And he kind of looks
Where-
at, you guys. He's a very tall man, pale skin, red eyes, very blonde kind of back. He's dressed very regal looking, and he picks up one of the soldiers. He looks at you guys and kind of breaks his neck. And
Are you here to surrender?
he looks at you and he throws you the head, and he turns back into like a swarm of bats again and flies off.
No.
And
So, vampires.
and in the and in all of that confusion, you guys hear screaming like towards the middle of town. Shit. I thought everybody was at the fucking shelters, man. God. You guys mind making a little detour?
Sure, man.
Yeah.
Okay.
We
I don't mind
gotta
that.
save as many as we can, honestly.
I'm sorry about this, guys, but it's literally on the way. We just gotta make sure everybody's okay. And he kind of slides down the ladder.
I get it.
You know. Chirp, little bird. Chirp. What the hell's a little bird? Oh, that's.
Yo, little bird.
Whoop, whoop, chop, whoop, bop, brr, brr, whoop, 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 ch-
Cool.
Yeah,
But,
how did I-
Medium bird.
But as you guys see that, now you guys would know that the city has been compromised, as these vampires have made it over.
Stupid
Yeah.
vampires.
You are a vampire.
And we'll
Why?
continue this on the next episode. Everybody say later.
Next time.
Later.
Later.
See ya. Bye.
All right. If you guys liked the episode, please give it a like. If you guys fell in love with my beautiful, beautiful voice and everybody else's beautiful, beautiful voices, feel free to subscribe. And don't forget to give us a ring-a-ding so you don't miss a thing. And until next time, Doksha.
18
Okay.
cowboys that run.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Cock strapping har.